No team that's copped 50 points in a season has ever gone on to win the premiership. It's the unbreakable hoodoo of rugby league. Well, the Canberra Raiders just conceded 62 points to the Dolphins in round 27. And now our Broncos have to march straight into their backyard for finals footy. So the question is, does that stat still hold up? Or are the Green Machine about to prove that this year is different? G'day legends, and welcome to another edition of the Old School Broncos podcast, your fan-made video series on all things Brisbane Broncos. Let's get into the Raiders and that curse. For more than 100 years, the story's been the same. Concede 50? Forget about it. You can't win the comp. We've seen that kind of blowout derail teams before. South in 2021, who leaked 50 points twice, and they fell just short. They were the closest, but no one's ever done it. While teams have caught big losses before finals, the Raiders' 62-point drubbing is still very rare. One of the worst for a legitimate top 4 contender. It's not that it's never happened, but it's overwhelmingly unlikely to turn into September success. So when the Raiders leaked 62 against the Dolphins, some corners of the internet have come out swinging. That's it. Canberra's cooked. Minor premierships maybe, but they're not going all the way. But here's the kicker. That round 27 blowout wasn't your typical flogging. It was a one-off, and you've got to put an asterisk next to it. The Raiders have been one of the most consistent, injury-free teams in the competition all year. Think about it. While every other team has been dealing with busted hammies, broken arms, suspensions, and chopping their squad around, Canberra have pretty much rolled out the same core 17 players for 26 rounds. That's unheard of in today's game. So when they decided to rest a stack of players in the final round, it was a completely different side that ran out against the Dolphins. You had a reshuffle across the park, blokes out of position, and a bunch of kids pulling on a lime green jersey for the very first time. Some were literally debuting. Of course, the scoreboard blew out. That 62 doesn't reflect the Raiders we've seen all year. What it really shows is a club confident enough to sacrifice one game for the bigger picture, keeping their stars fresh and ready for finals. That's not weakness, that's strategy. Now let's talk about the actual Raiders team. Brisbane will face on Sunday. Minor premiers for the first time since 1990. That doesn't happen by luck. A defence that's conceded on average just 19 points a game across the whole season, that's top tier. Over 600 points scored in attack, built off a bruising forward pack and a spine that's just clicked. And GIO Stadium? It's a fortress. Cold, hostile, and it suits their grinding style to a T. Most importantly, with their full-strength side on the field, this team has basically forgotten how to lose. They've been winning close games, they've been winning ugly, they've been winning when they shouldn't have. That's the mark of a genuine premiership contender. And don't forget the journey this year. The Raiders have done the hard yards. Round 0, Vegas. Long flight, all the hype, all the distractions, and they handled it. Then up to Townsville in round 4, where the heat cooks you alive. And if that wasn't hot enough, they went to Darwin just 2 weeks later. Then down to the Gold Coast before heading to Magic Round. That's a long time to be away from home. So many away trips to start the year. That sort of schedule can break a side, but for Canberra, it pulled them tighter together. Those early road trips built a bond, forged resilience, and gave them the belief they could beat anyone, anywhere. And they've carried that all the way to the top of the ladder. So where does that leave us? Simple. The Broncos need to be at their absolute best. We can't go down there expecting Canberra to be the team that copped 62. That was the reserves, the kids, the experiment. On Sunday, we're going to get the full Raiders, rested, hungry, and ready to prove the 50-point stat is nothing but history. And they'll have a full stadium with their Viking Clap ready for blood. For Brisbane, it's about the discipline. Complete your sets, kick well, match them through the middle, and when the chances come, we've got to take them. Pass, Walsh, Stags, strike power everywhere, but it only matters if we win the ruck and keep our heads. So Broncos fans, make no mistake, this is going to be war. The Raiders have spent all year proving they're the real deal. They've got the minor premiership in the bag, they've got belief, and they've got that bond from Vegas, Townsville, Darwin, Gold Coast, and Magic Round to carry them here. That's 62 points? Forget it. That was the curtain call before the real show starts. The Broncos want to end our premiership drought. This is the kind of hurdle we simply have to clear. Beat Canberra in Canberra, and you send a message to the whole competition that the Broncos are coming. Because the Raiders might be the real deal, but if we get it right, so are we. This is the Old School Broncos podcast. Let's go, Broncos.